One of the hardest things about becoming the reliable one is that once the role forms, it becomes very difficult to leave. Your life slowly reorganizes itself around responsibility. Once somebody proves that they can stabilize things, the people around you stop learning how to solve certain problems for themselves. And slowly, responsibility begins transferring directly to you. One of the hardest things about becoming the reliable one is that once the role forms, it becomes very difficult to leave. And it's not because you're weak, nor is it because you lack discipline, but because your life slowly reorganizes itself around responsibility. You become the person that people call when things go wrong, the one who handles overwhelming situations. And at first, that feels like trust. People believe in you. You feel seen and you feel valued, and they respect your capability. But over time, something subtle begins to happen that most women never realize. The people around you stop learning how to handle those things for themselves. And slowly, more responsibility begins transferring to you, which is why so many capable Black women eventually feel stuck. And it's not because they failed, but it's because their lives quietly became organized around holding everything together. Over the last few years, I started noticing this pattern again and again in the lives of very capable Black women. Women who hold families together, who stabilize chaos, women who solve problems for everyone around them. And as I looked closer, something became very clear. This pattern shows up especially strongly in the lives of Black women. Black women are often expected to be strong. We're expected to be dependable, we're expected to be responsible, and we're expected to execute with precision. We're the ones who show up when things fall apart. We're the ones who hold it all together. But we are rarely the ones whose lives are structured around support. So what begins as capability slowly becomes something else. It becomes responsibility. And this particular type of responsibility begins reorganizing your life in ways that are very difficult to see when you're actually living inside it. If conversations like this help you see your life more clearly, subscribe to the channel. This space is specifically for Black women who want to understand the deeper patterns shaping their lives so that they can begin to build something different. So, one of the clearest signs that someone has become the reliable one is that the responsibility in their lives didn't come intentionally. It accumulated. Situations happened, someone needed help, and something needed to be handled. And because you were capable, you stepped in. You solved a problem here. You stabilized some chaos there. You helped someone get through a difficult moment. So people start relying on that stability. And slowly, responsibility begins transferring directly to you. And it's not because anyone sat down and assigned that role to you, but it's because capability attracts responsibility. And the more capable you are, the more responsibilities find their way to you. There's another dynamic that happens when someone becomes the reliable one. The moment people see that you can handle big things well, they begin adjusting their behavior. If a problem comes up, they immediately think of you. If something needs organizing, they call you. If a situation becomes unstable, they look to you to fix it. And over time, something important begins to shift. The people around you stop learning how to solve certain problems for themselves because your presence has already become the solution. And this is how competence quietly creates dependency. And it's not because you asked for it, but because once somebody proves that they can stabilize things, everyone else begins organizing around that stability, which means responsibility doesn't just accumulate, it transfers. Now, here's the deeper problem that many women don't realize until years have passed. There are two ways that energy gets used in life, and that's maintenance and momentum. Maintenance energy keeps life functioning. That looks like raising children, caring for family, supporting loved ones, and helping your community. This is where you fill gaps where systems usually fail. And all of those roles matter and they are important. It keeps things running, but it doesn't necessarily move life forward. Momentum energy is different. Momentum builds leverage. It gives you ownership, resources, and options. It gives you the ability to design your life differently. But when a woman's energy is constantly being absorbed by maintenance, there's very little energy left for momentum. And that's when something unsettling begins to happen. Years pass. You've helped everyone survive. You've stabilized families. You've supported the community. You have held everything together. But your own life hasn't moved the way you hoped it would. And it's not because you weren't capable, but it's because your energy was constantly pulled into keeping everything else running. And you cannot build leverage with leftover energy. And if this conversation is helping you realize that most of your energy has been going to maintenance instead of momentum, the first step is actually seeing where your energy is going. And that's exactly why I created an orientation map for Black women. It's a simple diagnostic tool that helps you identify where your time, energy, and responsibility are currently being absorbed. I created it so that you can start seeing the patterns that may be keeping your life stuck in maintenance mode. You can download it for free through the link in the description of this video. So what we've discussed, is the hidden cost of becoming the reliable one. The role doesn't just make your life busy. It organizes your life around maintenance instead of momentum. And maintenance keeps things functioning, but momentum is what builds power. And if most of your energy goes into maintaining everything around you, your life can remain stuck in survival cycles far longer than it actually should. But responsibility alone isn't what keeps this role in place. There's another force that reinforces it, and that force is expectation. Once people start seeing you as the strong one or the dependable one, that expectation starts shaping how everyone around you interacts with you. And in the next video, I'm going to break down the expectation that drains Black women and why so many capable Black women are quietly taught to carry so much more than we ever should. So if you don't do anything else, remember to pay attention where your energy is going. Pull some of that energy back into you so that you can begin to build the life that you actually deserve. Black women first.